This week on the awareness angle, trust takes another hit. We've got exposed Clawdbot infrastructure, phishing malware sneaking into Chrome Web Store, sensitive government data ending up in ChatGPT, and AI agents creating brand new security risks. But on the flip side, Google has moved to harden Drive against ransomware, and France pushes to ban social media for under 15s. So all of that and more on this week's episode of The Awareness Angle. All views and opinions are our own and not those of our employers. And with me, as always, is my partner in cybercrime prevention. It's Luke Pettigrew. How you doing, Luke?
Hey, yeah, I do well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's been a good week. It's yeah, I've got an interesting tale to tell later. I dropped the ball this week in a way. Something slipped past me that shouldn't have, and I have an interesting story to tell about it. So yes,
Cool, look forward to it.
I haven't told you at all. So
No.
it's all going to be a surprise. Right? Should we get on with the show?
Yeah, let's go for
I've
it.
got itchy nose just the minute I hit record. Okay. Right, let's get on with this week's Breach Watch. Okay, I'll kick us off then. Shall I this week?
Yeah, go for it.
ShinyHunters. We speak about them near enough every week or every other week. ShinyHunters swipes right on 10 million records in alleged dating app data grab. So the extortion group ShinyHunters claims to have stolen over 10 million records from Match Group, which includes user data from Hinge, Match.com, and OkCupid, as well as internal corporate documents. So this haul of data is said to include customer information, subscription details, IP addresses, and location data, which have all been sourced via a marketing analytics provider called AppsFlyer. Match Group have said there's no evidence of compromised login credentials, financial data, or private messages, and that the incident affected a limited amount of user data. ShinyHunters have also claimed a separate data theft from Bumble and have targeted roughly 100 organizations using stolen Okta credentials. So, yeah, I mean, that's dating data's like a small amount of
personal.
users. 10 million records. That's not a small amount of users, surely. 10 million records.
No.
Security news outlet Cyber News, which have analysed samples, said the trove appears to include, all of those data. Hinge subscription information, including user IDs, transaction IDs, amounts paid, and records linked to block installations. The interesting thing with this, and the trouble with these sites, this always makes me think of the one, I can never remember the name of it.
I know which one you're talking about. There's quite a big one in quite a while ago now.
If anyone's listening, they're probably shout Ashley Madison. That's it. If anyone's listening, they're probably going, Ashley Madison, Ashley. Yeah. Ashley Madison, which was obviously the big, which was designed for discreet cheating. That was its whole marketing angle. But when that got breached, it led to suicides and extortion and, numerous divorces and stuff like that. And this is a problem with these dating apps. There are undoubtedly many happily married men and women on these dating sites. And if all this becomes public knowledge, wouldn't it be interesting if someone just created a website? And there is, I see it on TikTok actually. People find out if your partner's cheating. I don't know why the algorithm. Why is the algorithm? This is terrible. Why is the algorithm giving this to me?
No idea.
No. But I've seen it. It must have been like a trend on TikTok. There's some site that claims you can find hidden accounts for you. And stuff like this could be used on that. So, yeah, don't be a dirty dog. If you're married, stay off the dating sites because your data could get exposed.
Yeah. Just to add on a news story, it does say that Match Group acted quickly to terminate unauthorized access, and they're continuing to investigate with external cybersecurity experts. And they mentioned about no user credentials or financial or private communications were accessed as far as they're aware. But, yeah.
It says here actually a Bumble on the register. Did you get is that not from the register?
I'm not sure. Maybe
on the register, there's an update to the story which says a Bumble spokesman spoke to the Register after the story was published that said one of our contractors' accounts was recently compromised in a phishing incident. The account had limited access privileges and were used to make brief unauthorized access to a small portion of our network. InfoSec team quickly detected and eliminated the access, and the incident is contained. We have engaged external cybersecurity experts to investigate and have notified law enforcement. Importantly, there was no access to member database, member accounts, the Bumble app, or member direct messages or profiles. So it's a Bumble
interesting
contractor account. I mean, that's really interesting, isn't it? Phishing, of course. It's the reason we all simulate phishing. So phishing and a contractor. And I've been involved in those conversations where it's like, contractors don't need training. And it's like, contractors do need training. Contractors can't be trained because they're contractors. No, contractors need training. Like, we're not upskilling them in their career. This is like a license to access the data. Those conversations I've had so many times because contractors were always a sticking point in completing training, education, and getting engagement. This was a contractor.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing shade at contractors. Contractors, I've worked with many, some lovely, some not so lovely. But it's contractors need to be trained just like any other normal member of staff. Treat them the same. Yeah. Right. That's ShinyHunters, Match.com. Yeah. Fundamentally, though, don't be on a dating site if you're hiding something. Like, because it might all come out and you're like, oh, the ShinyHunters ruined my marriage because they've exposed that I was cheating. Anyway.
Cool.
Move on.
Yeah, so next one. Yeah. Next one we got, I'm sure everybody's seen this one in the news. Trump's acting cybersecurity chief uploaded sensitive government documents to the public ChatGPT. So yeah, the acting director of US Cybersecurity Agency, CISA, Mr. Madhu Gautam, probably butchered that name, uploaded sensitive government documents labeled for official use only into the public ChatGPT platform. It says here that this triggered some automated security warning. I guess it probably detected the text on the document, but obviously they went ahead and did it anyway, which is quite shocking. Basically, yeah, it says that they had some sort of exception to use ChatGPT.
Right.
I think I saw something somewhere that they had their own platform or some sort
They'll
of
all be using Grok. They'll all be using Grok soon because
probably
Elon Musk signed a deal with the US government to roll out XAI across the whole of the US government. So, because that seems like a good idea, but sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, basically this story says that, officials are assessing potential impact. The document uploaded was internal but unclassified. CISA said that his use was short-term and limited. And yeah, it says that Mr. Gautam previously failed counterintelligence polygraph, and DHS suspended 6 staff from accessing classified information following the incident.
Well, it's great that they've tied that up.
Yeah.
Even at the highest echelons of government, here is that acting director of CISA uploading sensitive documents labeled official use only to ChatGPT. So, yeah, it's
you couldn't really write that, to be honest. It's quite incredible.
You couldn't. And what makes this interesting is the board, like your C-suite, your director level, are typically really difficult to get to complete the training as well because they're time pressure and everything like that. They're always a sticky group when it comes to completing education, training, and engaging with awareness. Yeah, you kind of assume that they know best as they're the ones calling the shots. Sometimes, I wonder whether Mr. Madhu Gautam thought that was just wanted something done. Maybe uses it personally. I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of businesses face that.
And obviously CISA is the cybersecurity and infrastructure security agency. This is the American equivalent of like the NCSC. This is the the people that are keeping the cyberspace of the USA safe. So
no, it's not.
Yeah. But at least they've dealt with it. They've tied it up. I'm planning to go to Vegas in August, so I can't say anything bad about this because all of my presence is going to get checked by Department of Homeland Security when I try to enter the country. So I'm glad that they've done great things, and I look forward to seeing you in August.
Cool. Move on to the next one.
Right. Okay. Moving on to the next story today, and Clawdbot or Maltbot. I've seen this all over LinkedIn, and it's popping up on my YouTube algorithm as well. But I didn't know virtually anything about it, apart from loads of people saying it's not safe and it's a disaster and stuff.
Yeah. There's the news stories everywhere on this one.
Yeah. So, do you want to explain what it is?
Have a go. I will be reading off some notes, but so yeah, from what I've seen and what people have been saying, it's started as an open source project. I assume it still is, but it's being widely used as like a AI agent assistant type platform that you can, I believe, like self-host and then contact it through messaging platforms like Telegram, Slack, and WhatsApp. It seems like you can sort of just use it as an agent to do things for you and pull all kinds of information because it's all sort of connected and has access to all your platforms that you, I guess, give it access to. Sort of, runs in sort of real time. And I guess, from all these news stories, there's been lots of exposed sort of networks and gateways and misconfiguration. It obviously, opens up a massive attack surface and lots of security nightmares as what these news stories explain.
Yeah, I mean, just reading this on Sock Radar, which is the link you found. Personal AI assistant that lives inside messaging apps, remembers everything and executes tasks autonomously. The promise is seductive. No browser tabs, no copy paste, just text your assistant and it acts. I regularly have to argue with my assistant because it doesn't act in an appropriate fashion. Like my kids are better behaved than my AI, than my ChatGPT sometimes. They listen more. It sounds, I don't think we're ready for this yet. This is like the Johnny Be Good moment in Back to the Future. It's like, you're not ready for this yet, but your kids will love it. It's like,
that's the thing with AI, isn't it? Everything's getting rolled out so quickly and freely, and no one's really controlling it. And people are doing stuff like this. So we can move on to the news story about 900 exposed instances.
So, 900 exposed instances online due to misconfiguration. It's got to be more than that. That number's probably perpetually
increasing.
Yeah. So these misconfigurations leave credentials, API keys, and conversation histories accessible. Local host auto approval logic intended for local development, which can be exploited when behind reverse proxies. Security researcher Jameson O'Reilly highlighted the risks, including credential theft and remote code execution. Clawdbot has issued hardening recommendations, including proxy configuration, password protected gateways, and rotating secrets post-exposure. But this just, unless you have an isolated network for this type of thing, organizations are going to want to be all over this to make their lives easier. The people in your organizations that love playing with this stuff and create some of the most magical things want to be all over this, but make sure you provide them a safe environment to do it, because this has all kinds of hellscape potential. And we're only scratching the surface. I mean, when did this come out? Is this one of those that's been around for ages and has only just
probably only just took off? Yeah, not too sure. I've only heard of it recently.
Yeah, it's available on GitHub, isn't it? It's there. OpenClaw. Your own personal AI assistant, any OS, any platform, the lobster way. Jeez.
Yeah, I think it went viral quite quickly, but we didn't really hear much about it, but it did rename. I don't know if we covered that bit yet, but they've renamed it to Maltbot.
Oh, so it is
Because-
properly renamed now.
Yeah, it says here, after a legal challenge from Anthropic, they renamed it, I assume because of Claude. Or maybe.
Yeah, of course. I did think that. Yeah, I have to be honest. If you go back on the GitHub repository, the oldest submission, lay 01.1, is November the 25th.
Right, not too long ago then.
No. So not too long ago at all. Claudis. Yeah, where lay, and then Claudis 2. First Claudis release post rebrand. So it was rebranded Claudis in December the 19th, 2025. And then version Clawdbot, first one was, last month, January 5th of Jan. Yeah.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. That's the problem. These things build so rapidly. It's, they just take off. It's like COVID, but for AI. It could be just as dangerous as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the next story also kind of leads into this. Not that this is an AI podcast, because it isn't. Our most used word last year was AI. But it just goes to show that there's so much unknown around AI, and it's everywhere, right? So there's an article on Tech Brew this week. The AI agent craze is molting into a security nightmare. And the TLD, I'll just read the TLDR on this. Maltbot, an open source DIY AI agent, is the talk of the town. It's always on. Autonomous access to emails, files, and logins, which can create security risks. And the fact it remembers everything can be a problem too. Guardrails, as well as our awareness of the data, just aren't there yet, even though tech companies like Apple and Motorola are rolling out on-device AI agents soon. And this article also refers to the head of CISA uploading sensitive files to ChatGPT. And then it says a cybersecurity expert created a fake Maltbot skill, which is an add-on people can download to extend the capabilities of the bot. And thousands of people had downloaded it by Wednesday morning, giving that fake skill access to files, programs, and login credentials.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. And this is just, when you get millions of intelligent people that aren't in it for good, but are in it for bad, looking to exploit, it's just...
That's going to be a gold mine of information. I'm sure, I'm just assuming here, but people may have maybe like connect your cryptocurrency sort of to this or something, and then that's all going to get exposed. There's all sorts of,
I imagine,
personal
WhatsApp
information.
People would be like, WhatsApp, Maltbot, buy Bitcoin, buy, sell this stock. You can get it to do. They'll be having it automate their lives in a way that will get Elon Musk excited. It's anyway.
Yeah.
Enough about that. If you want to read more about that, we'll put links to the stories in this week's newsletter. The newsletter comes out every Monday along with every episode, and it can land in your email inbox or your LinkedIn tray. I still haven't rebranded that, but I'm still pushing that. And yes, the Awareness Angle newsletter, search for the Awareness Angle on LinkedIn, or go to riskycreative.com, which is our website, where you can subscribe to the newsletter and buy some awesome Awareness Angle merchandise. We have some can-shaped glasses with people patcher on them that has sold out.
Wow.
We haven't sold any, but they've sold out of the supplier. So don't believe everything. We're not like, we haven't got stuff flying off the shelves, but it's there. You'll be part of an exclusive club if you buy our merchandise at riskycreative.com. Right.
Awesome.
Next story. Do you want to run with this one?
Yeah. So next one we sort of spoke about similar things not too long ago. So this is a new malware as a service called Stanley, and this enables attackers to create malicious Chrome extensions that can bypass Google's reviews process and be published to the Chrome Web Store. So obviously we spoke a lot about malicious Chrome extensions, and this is now, And we spoke about phishing kits as a service, and I think it was voice phishing, wasn't it? But this one is for Chrome extensions, and researchers at the company Veronis named it Project Stanley after the A-list of the seller, and they're advertising easy phishing kits, intercept navigation, cover web page with an iframe with the attacker's content of choice. And they've also advertised that this is there's like a silent auto installation on Chrome, Edge, and Brave browsers. It supports custom tweaking.
There you go, Brave users. Everyone like using Brave going, I use Brave, I'm secure. It's like, well.
This one's quite amazing as well. They've got different plans that you can buy. So for a basic plan for only $2,000, you can get a base extension with full site spoofing. Premium plan for $4,000, which enhances it with custom tweaks to the extension's functionality, which modifies specific elements or visuals, and a silent exe auto installer for Chrome, Edge, Opera, and Brave. Or there's a Lux plan for $6,000, which gives you a web panel for easy management, full support with publishing to the Chrome Web Store.
If you'd like our customer service package, that's an extra $2,000.
Yeah, and this one guarantees it will be moderated, like past moderation. It's quite crazy. That sort of a thing. Different levels of.
This is a great example of the business side of cyber crime, isn't it? Because
it's a real hustle.
This is a business model. Someone's treating this like a business. Literally 3 subscription tiers, and they're even offering support. And it's cybercrime. If you need to explain to anyone that this isn't just do the crime and move on. This is an actual structured business around this kind of cybercrime. And there's a great example of it. The fact you can offer different tiers of product. Wow.
Yeah. Just to add as well on this, if you have the web panel, it says here that you can push notifications directly to their browser as well, and sort of with custom text or linking to specific pages. And there's a whole other bunch of things it can do. But the distribution model and being able to get through Chrome's web store review is quite a big thing.
I mean,
I wonder how that works.
I don't feel like the barriers are that high on the Chrome store, to be honest. Some of the stuff we've seen on there, like, it's nice that it does bypass that for people that want to, but we've seen some pretty shocking stuff, haven't we, on the web store?
Yeah, I think it's every week there's new stories, isn't there? This Chrome extension's bad, and sometimes it doesn't get removed, and I can't remember if Chrome, if you've got it installed, sometimes it doesn't remove for you. I don't know if they've changed that.
We had that before, didn't we? Where there was stuff removed from the store, but it was still installed in browsers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it isn't, But then at the same time, they can break the functionality of Chrome extensions, because they did it with uBlock, the original uBlock origin. They kind of killed by retiring some compatibility stuff. So
yeah,
I
guess it's same sort of tips on Chrome and any browser extension, isn't it? Really, just careful what you're installing and check for reviews. And even then, they can always be manipulated, or someone's, like we said before, someone's sold an extension and someone's taken it over. I guess safer just to have not a lot of them installed.
What I think would be really useful is if the browser notified you, like, you haven't used this extension for 30 days, would you like to remove it? Something like that, which they don't do, because I've got extensions. The problem is with extensions is now that you can pin them or not pin them, and they're not pinned by default. Means you can have extensions installed that you've forgotten you've even got installed with that little jigsaw piece. So on Chrome, if you click the jigsaw piece, you can see like full access. It tells you the access they've got, but not everything's pinned. So it's it would be, I think, a nice feature which would be really simple would, you haven't used save image as type for 30 days. Would you like to remove it? And then another 30 days of no use, you get nudged again and nudged again. And that's just going to make the browser inherently safer.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one.
Next one. So staying in so Google bad. Now let's talk Google good. Google is enhancing its security and productivity features for education users. So Google Drive is getting better protection from ransomware. And I always thought ransomware in Google Drive. Google Drive is a good defensive mechanism against ransomware, but automated ransomware detection in Google Drive now alerts administrators and pauses activity when malicious activity is detected, which prevents encrypting files from overwriting clean versions. Users can restore the affected files to pre-infection states without paying a ransom. They're also rolling out something called Synth ID, which is an invisible digital watermark to help identify AI-generated images and videos. So that's pretty cool. Google Meet, there's some changes. Hosts are gaining granular control over live stream access, and Gemini now offers full SAT practice exams with instant feedback. Yeah, so a bunch of Google changes. I like the Google suite. I mean, we worked with it for years. It's definitely more intuitive than Microsoft's hellscape that is like O365. I don't know where anything is or how to navigate it at all. Yeah, so they've got a screenshot here of the ransomware detection. Let me just open this. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, I know how. No, it won't let me. I can't open it in a new tab. Oh, there you go. I just clicked it. That works. So let me just share this here, and it's quite nice. It's really clear. Ransomware detected. File syncing paused. What is ransomware? Harmful software that prevents access to a computer system until amount of money is paid. So this is saying your files are safely stored in Drive, but you need to remove the ransomware from your computer. You should also make sure you have effective and up-to-date antivirus software installed. Drive keeps old file versions for 25 days, so should you initiate a restore in less than 25 days, follow the steps below. And this is why Google Drive was always great, because it's got that version control. So if your versions get compromised, and this was one of the selling points we used rolling out Drive for Desktop. It was like, if the files in Drive for Desktop get compromised, we can roll them back to a previous version using Google Drive. So yeah, so a nice clear screenshot there, which is good.
Yeah, and I wonder if so we spoke about, again, a few episodes ago, about the like educational and schools and ransomware, and how they're, at least in the UK, not allowed to pay a ransom and stuff like this. Yeah, I feel like maybe if they aren't already using Google Education, like Workspace, maybe they will now. It seems like quite a useful thing for schools.
I think a lot of them do. I don't think Chromebooks would exist anymore if education.
Yeah, it's true. They're quite big, aren't they?
My daughter's got a Chromebook. But again, it's really interesting. The whole school space would be a really interesting conversation to have with someone, actually. Because on the school network, they're restricted with what they do. So they just tether to their phones and then they're off network and they can do what they want. We have to buy the Chromebook, but it's managed by the school. But, you know, when you have 1,000 students, it's like an organization, but only with, I don't know, they're not policed strongly. Yeah. So, yeah, my son was telling me, actually, what was he telling me? He said, Dad, I can play Minecraft at school. And I'm like, can you? And he said, yeah, there's a website called Something Documentaries. And I can't remember what it is. But if you go to that website, you can then play Minecraft and a bunch of other games in the browser. And the school hasn't blocked it. So, yeah.
I remember, in school, there was like everyone was using proxy websites and stuff to play games or whatever. Yeah.
You see, back in my day, there wasn't the internet while I was at school. So, yeah, it was a bit different. at one point I was still rocking an actual floppy disk. So,
Mm.
and I'm not that much older than you, but it moved on quickly in like 10 years, didn't it?
To be fair, I remember putting my homework on a floppy disk in primary school. So
What, a 3.5 inch though?
yeah,
Not the 5.25. Not that actual floppy disk. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yes. So well done, Google, for doing something good. That's good. Moving on to the next one, and nearly done with the news this week. Macron says France is to fast track its social media ban for under. French President Emmanuel Macron aims to ban social media use for children under 15 and restrict mobile phones in high schools, and wants to implement the rules before the next school year, so in the next 6 to 9 months. The move, which is part of the broader efforts of, Western countries, following on from Australia, like we said would happen. Australia's obviously already deactivated millions of accounts for under 16s on social media. The French government plans to enforce strict age verification under the European Digital Services Act. Officials have acknowledged that circumvention is possible, but see the ban as a first step in protecting minors from emotional manipulation and potential harm online. It's like we said, was it last week? We said it kind of feels really nuclear, but it feels like this needs to happen in order for, you kind of got to just go for the big bang and then like allow it to be rebuilt in the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I read something, I think in the UK, I think the House of Lords have agreed it, but Parliament want to amend it or something, or want to do Parliament don't want to ban it straight away. They want to do a consultation on it or something in the UK. Probably scared that they're going to upset the next round of voters. We've talked about this before. It's I don't see it as a bad thing as a parent. I have concerns. It would be nice if there could be a safe space for them, because
I think all this would do is accelerate companies to make a child platform, like child-friendly
Facebook
platform.
At last, we can make our children's social network. I think you're right. Give them, and it's a difficult challenge. How do you keep not very nice people out of a space that is safe for children? But yeah, I think it will encourage. Someone will come forward with a government-approved.
Yeah.
Interestingly, have you seen in the news this week? TikTok in America obviously is now owned by American ownership. I saw a number of news stories related to that. One saying that uninstallations have increased hugely. Loads of people uninstalling the app because it's not great. It broke for a massive period of time as well, so there was issues with it. And then apparently there's been a few people that have had their accounts deactivated for political motives and stuff like that. So it didn't take long till that's kind of been, tailored for it's not been a seamless exercise changing ownership apparently on TikTok.
Yeah. Seen a lot of stuff around that.
I think the social media ban and online restrictions are good as long as they go the whole hog. Make sure that the approval is all get an approved list of people that can verify ages. Don't just let anyone do it. Like what we've seen with the Online Safety Act here in the UK, I think was a mess. So,
yeah. There is a continuation on that French news story quickly, because I believe they did start voting on that under 15's proposal. I think they did vote in its favour, but it's still got to go through a few more steps.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's very similar to the UK, where they'd have to implement some sort of verification for over 18s. Some sort of mechanism, like you said, for age verification. But I'm sure all it will do is people will find a way around it, just like they did for the UK stuff.
This was being talked about on the TV earlier this week, and someone said something about what happens when they're 16? And it was then my child will just be on this social network and they won't have had any exposure and they'll be vulnerable. And it's like, but is that not the same if they get access to it at 12? Like, does that not, that's moving the problem to when their brain is more mature and they can make slightly more adult decisions rather than like unleashing them. Yeah, I don't know. It's messy.
Yeah.
Did you want to do the next one?
Yeah. So this is the last news story we have for this week. So yeah, security researcher has found a exposed admin panel for an AI toy. So it says here that they were investigating an AI toy for a neighbor and found a exposed admin panel that could have leaked personal data and conversations of the child using the toy. This is kind of like spoken before about like the cheaper web cameras and security cameras and stuff, and all those end up being exposed and stuff. And so yeah, security researcher Joseph Thacker outlined it on his blog post. He did some work with a fellow researcher, Joe Margulis. And basically, yeah, they found a intriguing domain in the mobile app as they were sort of looking through it. The button said login with Google, but it went to console.bondu.com. Basically, he assumed it would be like a parent's portal to access the toy for whatever reason, I guess. But it was actually their core admin panel, and they basically just logged in to it without having a special account or any verification. They were just sort of, I guess, it was misconfigured to allow anybody to sort of log in with their Google account, and basically it allowed them to get full access to every conversation's transcript. Which, I mean, that alone is kind of concerning, that it stores the transcript of the conversations it has.
Yeah.
And yeah, exposed personal data, like the child's name, date of birth, family members, what the child liked, disliked, objectives for the child defined by the parent, the name of the toy, and a whole bunch of other things like IP address and location, whether the device was awake or not. And yeah, it says here that the application is based on ChatGPT and Gemini. I don't know much about this Bondu toy.
So there's a number. I'm just looking now. If you go on YouTube and search for Bondu AI toy, the second video is sale of this AI toy suspended over dangerous messages to kids. Then there's AI plush toy powered by ChatGPT. Short Circuit, part of Linux Tech, that group of channels, have done a video a year ago on Curio AI Grok, which is another AI toy. This is obviously an emerging space, but none of these seem like massive companies. Like, this isn't Mattel or Fisher Price, which are probably staying away from this for good reason at the moment. But I hadn't heard of this. It's 200. Is it £200? $200? It's around that kind of price.
It looks really quite cute, actually. See the picture of it. It's like a little dinosaur. Comes in different colours. But it's sort of, it's like, yeah, an AI assistant for a child.
I don't, I feel like we're not there yet. I don't feel like this is a good idea. But yeah. We had this years ago, Cloud Pets. Were they called Cloud Pets? And I think it was. There were a line of soft toys called Cloud Pets that were internet connected. And let me just see if I remember we were working together at the same time. In fact, I have one of these in my house somewhere because I actually bought one. They were really
turned off.
It is turned off.
Battery's probably dead.
I mean, this is a case of history repeating itself, right? 2018, Amazon and eBay pulled Cloud Pets from sale. And you can see here, millions of owners' voice recordings were being stored online unprotected. So they were just online in an open database, because you could record your own messages, which then when triggered on the bear, it would play it back. So I could do like a cutesy voice and my daughter would squeeze a paw or something and it would say like, I'm missing you, sleep tight, or something like that. And then they found out that these toys were actually hackable, and people could upload their own voices to them.
Wow.
So you could get a pet to say anything. And I don't know if it was Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, but it's exactly the same thing. Like now we've added AI. It's like, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why I think solutions like Tony's boxes are really quite, they're one product, the Apple kind of model, one product. They own it. They control it all. It's baked in. The whole business model is around that being safe. They're not like there just to quickly build something in a rush. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting that this toy, the Bondo one, like can transcribes conversations and stuff. And there's some stuff in here that can alert parents whether the child said something sensitive during play. It looks like they can sort of converse with it like a chatbot, which has its own sort of concerns, I guess. I wonder how long it would be if someone sort of breaks out of its sort of defined conversation and then something bad comes through, or someone hacks it and starts sending out dodgy things through it and stuff.
Bondo now with added Clawdbot. Hey, Bondo, buy some stocks in Tesla.
There's a good bit here where the researchers reached out to the CEO of Bondo on LinkedIn and they took down the console within 10 minutes.
That's good. At least that shows a certain amount of maturity that they could take that down so quickly, I think.
Yeah, there's another bit here as well that they are looking into additional security flaws, like potential flaws, and they've also started a bug bounty program because of that. So some positive stuff there.
That's really good. Yeah.
So maybe this is it. Maybe if you're looking for an AI toy, something like this, maybe a bit better now. I'm sure there's probably loads going to start appearing, and it won't be long before there's loads of them on Amazon, knockoff versions that are definitely not going to have any controls on them.
Timu Bondo.
Well,
Timu Bondo. Yeah. It's going to be a thing. Like the amount of, as this technology becomes more accessible, someone's going to like, I bought this AI toy from Timu. And then there'll be a video on YouTube of someone ripping it open and it's just got a Raspberry Pi inside with like with a SIM card in or something like that.
Yeah. I did see something quickly. I won't share it, but someone similar thing like was tearing down something and it was just a Raspberry Pi inside it or something that just get used for everything.
My car charger, Hypervolt electric car charger, when he installed it, he gave me he's like, oh, Ethernet or Wi-Fi? I'm like, I've got no Ethernet here. So he unplugged a USB Ethernet dongle out of a Raspberry Pi inside the charger and connected it to the Wi-Fi. And it was literally, there was a Raspberry Pi inside the lovely little charging box. I was like,
yeah,
okay. So all the connectivity and like intelligence came from that Raspberry Pi controlling my car charger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mad. Right. That's all of the news for this week. We have a couple of awareness things. Let's share these because these are quite good, I think. Do you want me to I'll do the screen share on
Yeah.
So good old BBC. Just share it. This is a short video that the BBC shared a day ago. So they shared that this week. 3 ways to spot a phishing scam.
Phishing scams are messages from scammers trying to trick you into giving up your passwords or downloading a dodgy file that may be able to access or steal information from your device. They often pop up in your emails or DMs, but they're easy to spot if you know a few red flags. First, check the sender's email address or profile properly. The display name might look legit, but the actual address is often a giveaway. Check for typos, random numbers, or an unusual ending to the email address. Secondly, look for urgent or threatening language. Scammers want you to panic and act without thinking. Messages like, your account will be deleted, or you've won, claim your prize now, are typical examples. Finally, be cautious with attachments and links. Unexpected files or links can contain malware, which is software designed to damage your computer or steal your personal information. Never open a file you didn't ask for, no matter how real or important the message looks. Real organizations like banks or schools will never ask for personal details over emails or DMs. If it feels off, just delete it.
I think that's good. It's short, but it's micro.
Point.
Yeah. Visually, it's good. I like the fact it's like, it's not a man, middle-aged man in a suit talking in the Queen's English. You know, it's BBC hasn't been like that for years, but once upon a time the BBC was. That's part of BBC Bite Size. So that's good. More on this story. So yeah, this an exciting new 6-part series from Other Side of the Story. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's part of a bigger thing, I guess. But I was a bit confused as to why they would share that video, but I guess it kind of goes into the reinforcement kind of thing, and it's a good message to put out, right?
Just looking here, they've got one, how to do a reverse image search on Google, how to identify bot accounts on social media, how to spot hidden agendas and recognize bias online. This is great, especially to a younger audience, you know, that have proven to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
this is really, really good. Yeah, nice one.
Probably need something there on spotting AI videos and photos because they're everywhere at the moment.
Yes.
Yes,
they are. Yeah, actually, I'll come to that in a minute. Well, actually, we'll come to that now, because the next thing that you saw this on the BBC was that the government, UK government, is offering UK adults free AI training for work. So this is to train people how to use the technology at work. Online lessons to give advice on things like prompt chatbots or use them to assist with admin tasks. Many of the courses are free, some are subsidised, and the government aims to reach 10 million workers by 2030, which is the most ambitious training scheme since the launch of the Open University in 1971. Amazon, Google, and Microsoft have helped design the training courses, and with 14 courses giving those who complete them a virtual badge. There's motivation for you.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, sort of training them to use it at work, but their work may not have a approved platform, and they're gonna how can you use it for work if you can't put a lot of information in the public versions? It's it'd be interesting to see what it's all about.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, many of the awareness stuff that we do, we talk about people at home, because then they learn those good behavior. They care about their home, their personal stuff, their own bank account, their security of their own devices and their home. People will care about that more than they will corporate. You know, we know from surveys, not everyone sees your company's security as their responsibility. So maybe training them how to use it in a way that will be engaging for them. Like, here's how you can... we're booking a holiday, and my wife was like, "Oh God, what are you using ChatGPT for that for?" I'm like, because it's, you know, I'm asking it for ideas and suggestions and tips. And when I went to Helsinki recently, I used it to help me navigate from the airport to where I was going. I was like, what's the best way to get there? And it's like, well, you could get this train, or you could get this tram, or you could get a taxi, and it would take this long and cost about this much. And I was like, obviously I don't believe it. You have to verify everything, but it saves you time on the research. So yeah. I used it this week. I used it to diagnose a fault with my dishwasher. So my dishwasher stopped. Everything was coming out wet. And I asked it all these questions. It asked me for the model number. I basically said, my dishwasher's not working. I've not had it long. What's wrong with it? Can you help? It was like, give me the model number, blah, blah, blah. And then it gave me some suggestions. And then it asked me a question like, are things in it hot? And I was like, no. And then it's like, right, it sounds like the heater element's gone. You need an engineer visit. So I called, and they're like, yeah, we'll send an engineer. But it saved me Googling and looking for a manual and all that kind of thing. So it's that if you teach people how to use it that way, then they'll bring that into the home, I think, into work, I think, in a safer way.
Yeah.
Anyway. Right. Right, I have a couple of things to talk about. I'm just going to share a couple of things. And some of these are really quick.
Mhm.
So there was an article in Forbes I saw this week. Act now, 48 million Gmail usernames and passwords leaked online. My immediate thought was, well, that's a really huge story.
Right.
And then I saw it on Reddit. I saw this conversation, and it was this comment here, which I thought was actually brilliant. If Forbes posted an article saying I was going to be hit by a truck, I'd wait until several other publications confirm the severity before getting out of the way. Yeah. So it was, I'd see this with Forbes all the time, and I see this with Google alerts all the time. And it's like that clickbaity, whoa, blah, 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 blah. And then when you read it, it's actually not, when you read, so this news article with that headline, updated January the 25th with even more analysis of the publicly exposed database. And it's actually, there's not much news about this. Now, you can absolutely guarantee if this was an actual Google breach of that size, it would be everywhere. This is an exposed database that we've spoken about before, like with LinkedIn users. We have spoken about this before because I recognize the name cybersecurity researcher Jeremiah Fowler. We've spoken about that on previous episodes.
Yeah.
So watch out for these headlines that try and make you think, because they're not. Don't panic.
Yeah.
Talking about AI, I'll just quickly share this next one. My algorithm has started pointing me towards a new subreddit that says, is this AI? And this is where, could anyone possibly figure out if this person is real? Family members being catfished by her, and we need help to prove it's fake. So there's a series of pictures that they've shared here. I mean, this is all blurred out, which is strange. But yeah, there's a picture of this this girl in high vis with, she's in high vis there, high vis and a hard hat in front of a container there, in some Christmassy outfit, soft focus, on a ship. So they asked if this was AI, and when you read on, it actually turns out that the pictures were stolen from someone else. So this is actually the Aussie Shefarer on Instagram. So they did a reverse image search to find out that the images were stolen. So this person is being catfished.
Yeah.
And they've stolen some photo. And there's another, like we just said, BBC Bite Size had a video on how to do a reverse image search. And that's solved the problem here. So yeah. Reverse image search to show that person that it's a scam.
That's a good one.
Yep. I've got another really quick one. These are really quick ones again, but they're really good. This is the type of stuff that you can use in an awareness campaign if you do security awareness or you work in an organization that does cybersecurity. This is a post by Robert Connor on LinkedIn. We're not connected, but someone commented on this and it flagged on my algorithm. And there, in a store, amongst all the gift cards, is a sign in the middle of the gift cards that said, could it be a scam? Gift cards should never be used to pay bills or send money to someone. These demands are scams. Don't share the code on the back of the card with anyone. Report to the police and Action Fraud, report fraud, they've rebranded, on 0300 123 2040. So I thought that was good. Like, reinforcement there at the point of purchase. It's tough though, because there's 6 stacks of gift cards that can no longer be sold because of that sign. So they've had to sacrifice like shelf space. But I think that's brilliant. Like that's exactly the kind of just-in-time education you need, just as someone's going to pick that up because they've been pressured into it. They read that and it's like, don't share the code on the back of the card with anyone, because that would be the next step. Would be, could you send me the codes, please? So
yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. I have one last one, and that's this one. And I saw this on r/security. And this is a photo of Benjamin Netanyahu constantly covers the camera lenses on his phones. And there's a picture here of that looks, I gather that's some kind of Samsung phone because that's not an iPhone. And then down there, that's an iPhone. And on all of both phones, the lenses of his cameras are covered with red tape.
Mm.
And funnily enough, it says here it's a very easy security measure. He probably doesn't need the camera on his phone, so why not physically block it? There's always a chance that his phone gets compromised, and this prevents part of the impact. And I thought that was quite interesting. Like, if you're not going to use it ever, why have it? I know someone that has the front-facing camera on their phone permanently covered with a bit of tape. And if you video call them, you just get a black screen.
Right.
And they can see you, but yeah, they never peel it off. They're like, don't use the camera.
Yeah, it's quite funny. Like, just a bit of tape on the back of the lens. But I mean, there's cases out that you could buy. Slightly nice solution, maybe.
Yeah, you'd think. Yeah. Someone in the comments on that said, it doesn't stop the microphone from working. And it's like, no, it doesn't. But, you know,
Yeah,
it's a step in the right direction, isn't it? You know, yeah. Did you have anything you wanted? Do you want to do your topics?
Quickly, yeah, I'll quickly share a couple of videos. So the first one is a bit of a funny one. It may be staged, it may not be. But basically, a airplane, and someone sticks up a free Wi-Fi QR code on the wall as they're boarding. And I mean, the page they land on,
like it's so easily done as they're walking past. Oh, just lean against the wall. Yeah.
So yeah, basically, I play it. It's not the resulting page isn't offensive as such. It's like it's a gorilla with a middle finger. You'll see. But
right, okay.
Yeah, I'll play it. It was quite a funny one. So yeah, basically goes through a Google Drive link of a gorilla with the middle finger up. Yeah, maybe that's maybe not one for work, but I'm sure there's other examples out there that you could share about why not just scan random QR codes.
I mean, why not do this as a simulation at work? Just like,
well,
I
yeah,
mean, that's
exactly. People can do
QR phishing, isn't it? But it's a decent. There's an example why not to trust. Like, he's just having some fun, but it could have been harmful.
Well, exactly. It's harmless, isn't it? But yeah, I thought it was quite a funny one. And then I saw this one came up on my feed. I don't think there's sound. It's probably just music. But basically, it was at the time I saw it. There wasn't many likes or comments, but for anyone just listening, it's a TikTok of a person saying, if you're thinking about buying a MacBook Air, you need to know about this Argos Valentine's Day code for it. And basically they show, like, they're filming their basket, and it's like a massive discount from argsave.com, taking off £699.
Okay.
So you end up with a MacBook for £399. And all you need to do is go on this website and fill out the questionnaire.
No one's opinion is worth £600.
And basically, in the caption they've got, they've pinned a tutorial on how to do it, which goes to another video of theirs, which is just a Apple Notes thing. It says, go to argsave.com, enter your email address, complete 4 or 5 deals, and get your voucher. I mean, luckily this video's only got like 4 likes and no comments and 1 share, but just going back to the original one, there's a bunch of comments saying everybody spotted it's a scam. And yeah, if it looks like a scam, it is a scam, right?
Yeah.
People talking about they've just used Inspect Element on the browser and changed a few words Yeah, I thought it was just like a new way of, maybe not such a new way, but using a TikTok video to promote this fake scam. And yeah, you Google, I haven't gone onto the website, but you type in argsafe.com and it's the first result. And it says, claim your £500 Audi voucher, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a telltale sign, right? Doesn't go to what you think it is, but it's interesting that Argos, the official Argos website, comes up second on there with that URL. It's a bit of an interesting one.
That is interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, just things to look out for, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible. I had one last thing I wanted to mention. Was that all of yours? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off prematurely there. Right at the beginning, I said that I messed up this week, and I just want to tell you how I messed up. So my mum got hacked last weekend. Her email account got compromised. And basically, I got a message. I was just about to leave the house to take my 5-year-old to a kid's party in the middle of nowhere in a village hall. And I get a phone call from my mum that says, and people are getting strange messages from me. And I'm like, right, okay. I'm like, what messages? Email, text, WhatsApp? I don't know. Let me find out. So she goes away, comes back to me. At this point, I'm in the car driving on hands-free. She calls me back and she's like, it's emails. People have got emails from me telling me, saying that I've got laryngitis and that I can't talk. And I'm like, right, okay. So I have a conversation with my mum. And at this point, like, I have this massive, like, light bulb moment. My mum doesn't have 2FA on her email account. I've never set it up for her. And my mum's had the same password for years on that account. And all of a sudden, like, I have this massive moment, like, oh, why haven't I dealt? I'm sure I've had this conversation with myself many times, and I've put off putting my mum on 2FA because of the pain of explaining it. Like, the pain of that kind of behavioral change isn't easy. And knowing that I would have to support that individually, kind of like, she's probably okay. It's safe enough. Well, it wasn't, because my mum's account got compromised and it very nearly cost some people some money. So what happened was, people were getting emails, and I've got an example here, which I'll read to you. And they didn't send them to me. I think they were avoiding people with the same surname. So avoiding immediate family members, because we're more likely to pick up the phone. So the subject line was her name. And then it says, hope you are keeping safe. I just want to check if this email is still valid to reach you, as I'm unable to speak over the phone due to a severe throat pain caused by laryngitis. I'd like to ask something from you, please. That was it. So a number of these got sent. Some very kind, lovely people replied. One of her friends she hadn't spoken to for a while replied and said, good to hear back from you. I'm sorry for bothering you with this. Sorry, no, one of her friends emailed and said, how can I help? Terrible, you're feeling poorly. And then the attackers replied and said, good to hear back from you. I'm sorry for bothering you with this. Actually, I need to get an Apple gift card for my friend's daughter who is diagnosed with stage 4 mesothelioma cancer. It's her birthday, but I can't do this now. I'm not feeling well. I've been unable to purchase it online despite several attempts. I was wondering if you could help me take care of this through Amazon or Tesco online, and I'll reimburse you. Please let me know so I can provide you with her email. This friend of my mum's replied and went, happy to help. Just let me know the details. Kiss, 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 kiss. So I knew this was happening. At this point, I'd got access to her mailbox, right? And I was there and I was like, her sent items was empty. So they were deleting everything as they went. But they actively had control of this mailbox at that time. They hadn't changed the password because I was down as the recovery details. So they hadn't changed the password. So immediately I was like, right, I need to kick them out. So I changed the password. And then on Microsoft went to revoke access, like sign all devices out. which is the first step you'd make. Let's get everybody out of the mail account. So I did that on Microsoft because it was an Outlook account.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes back with, this may take up to 24 hours.
Right.
That's what Microsoft say. If you want to kick everyone out of your account, this may take up to 24 hours.
Mm.
Like, no, like suspend all sessions right now. Don't wait 24 hours. So at this point, I'm like, okay, the emails were still going out. And I'm like, oh no, what do I do? I need to like stop this from happening and getting worse. So I set up, quite cleverly, I set up an autoresponder, like an out of office on a mail account. So anyone that emailed immediately got a response that said, this account has been compromised. And no, actually I said, this account has been hacked. Please ignore all messages that mention gift cards or asking you to buy anything.
Right, yeah.
But still I could see conversations going on and things would come in and then disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So, and on mobile, I was on mobile in a village out in the middle of nowhere trying to do stuff. And I'm like, I can't, like, the functionality of Outlook on a mobile isn't full.
Yeah.
When I got home, I logged into it in a browser and there I could see the rules and filters set up on the mailbox. And that's when I was like, right, okay. So cleverly, quite cleverly, the cyber criminals had set up a redirect. They'd set up a filter on Outlook. And it said, I'm sharing it now, if a message arrives in my inbox, mark it as read, move the message to folder, and it's just an apostrophe, redirect the message to a Gmail address and stop processing rules. So it marked it as read, moved it to a random folder, and then forwarded a copy of it to a Gmail address.
Yeah.
Which is why I couldn't find anything. So I deleted that rule, changed her password, set up an autoresponder. I got her to call, as they were coming in, I'm like, call this person, tell them not to go out and buy gift cards. Call this person, call them to do this and stop the rot. And now she has multi-factor authentication.
Right, yeah.
I think I'd missed it. Like, I'd put off doing it because I thought it was complicated to explain it to my mum, who's in a, my mum's, she's an older generation. She's quite good, and then it's like setting up a 2FA on an Outlook account. That's not simple either, with number matching. And then it's trying to get me to use app passwords to sign in on. It needs to be easier. But she's now secure. So don't overlook those closest to you, I think, is the message. We spend so much time talking out to everyone about how to be secure that I've missed the woman that made me, which is probably, so like maybe check in, do an audit with your immediate and closest family to make sure that because it can happen to them. And I know if some of my mum's friends had gone out and bought gift cards, my mum would have felt a to reimburse them. And I said this to her. I said, like, if anyone falls for this, please don't feel guilty enough that you want to reimburse them so you're out of pocket. Like, you're not to, your security should have been better, but you're not to blame. Their loved ones need to, like I said, how would you, if you got a message saying, I've got laryngitis, I need to buy a gift card for a friend's daughter who's got cancer, would you go out and buy a gift card? Mum's like, no, it sounds really dodgy. And I'm like, exactly. That's the conversations they're the conversations we need to have with our loved ones. How many red flags were in that message?
Yeah, no, it's those, isn't there? But it's not so, I guess, not so obvious for people that aren't in touch with this sort of thing.
I can't talk to you. I haven't spoken to you for ages. I need an Apple gift card for a friend's daughter. It's her birthday and she has cancer. I'm not feeling well. I can't purchase it online even though I've tried. Like, it's an unusual out of the, but like we say, we want to be helpful. We want to, yeah.
I guess it's the good thing with that, what you said earlier, the action fraud, the called gift card warning. And we've seen that before online as well. Because there's a couple of websites I've seen it on. Like when you go to checkout, it tells you. But I think, it should be a bit more obvious. So that should just be a standard thing, right? Everybody should be talking about that.
I saw a post on LinkedIn this week talking about Monzo, how like Monzo app notifies you. I think it might be if you go into the Monzo app when on the phone call or something, you get a notification saying like, we are not calling you. And I bank with Starling here in the UK. And I know if I go in the app while I'm on the phone, there's a little warning appears in the app that says like, we will never call you and ask you for details. You know, those kind of, it's that just in time. It's that catching it in the action. Someone's gone to buy a gift card. There's the warning. You know, it's that we say like annual training doesn't really work. You need to move beyond that. And getting people in the moment when they're vulnerable, that's what you need. Again, though, it's pretty shocking. Like Microsoft, it wouldn't be difficult for Microsoft to say like, to look at that message and go, it mentions gift card, it mentions cancer, it mentions birthday, and it mentions, like there's so many triggers in that message. Maybe like this is where Microsoft's Copilot AI should put a warning on that email that says emails like this are typically used as scams. Please be careful. Is this unusual? You know, where's the just-in-time warning from Outlook? Because if Outlook had that in their mail client, they could save lots of people lots of money and lots of stress.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. I think that's us done this week. It's a long one. It's a doozy. Lots of good stuff, though. I'm not going to go and play with Clawdbot now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good week.
And you.
And we will see everyone again next week.
Yeah, catch you all next week.
See you later.
Cheers. Bye.